matter, you've entered your user details in the app, it's time to start using the app. Across the top, there's a number of icons. Let's start on the far right, other info tab, where you can, change your user settings there. And there's, buy a subscription and a few other options in there. Truck, that's where you can add trucks to your list, or drivers, to-up drivers in there. Statistics, we'll go through that at a later time. But now, there's a couple of ways to enter information in that. One is just via adding log sheets and log entries. We'll show that in another tutorial. We're going to click on the dashboard icon and use that instead. That's the simplest way to enter information in the app. When you first tap on it, it comes and asks you for a bit of information here. All we really need to do to get going is to choose, our fatigue option and our time zone. Once we've done that, save that, and we're ready to start entering our log entries. To do that, all you do is you click on this. If you want to start driving, when you're ready to start, you just click on the steering wheel icon. It will go back to the last 15-minute interval, in this case, because we're using NHVR rules. We can adjust that time by clicking on it, and we can say we actually started at 4:30, hit OK. We can put our odometer in now, so if we just put that in, and we can type in our start town. Notice it comes up with a list of towns as you type them in. So we're going to start, and we're going to say we started from Murray Bridge. We'll get rid of the keyboard, and now we can do that, and you can see here it says that you've been driving for 2 hours and 20 minutes. You can see here we're down here when you've got to stop driving at 10:30, and the reason why, because your first rest break is due. You can click on the 2-up button here if you're driving 2-up. If you click on the 2-up button, it will now give you the option of not only stop driving, which is that button there, you can also go into a non-stationary rest break by clicking on the other one. So when we've been driving for a bit, now we're ready to have our first rest break. We can choose either stop driving, the left-hand button, or in this case, because we're driving 2-up, we can click on the non-stationary rest break. We can now type in the odometer that we stopped driving, so we'll type that in here. And the town where we stopped. So here it tells you what your average speed is. You can also put your truck registration in here. We'll put in a dummy one, and also if you name your trucks, you can put that in here. You've got several of them. We'll save that, and we can see here now we're in a non-stationary rest break. It tells you can be in that non-stationary rest break until well, it doesn't calculate in this case because you can be in a non-stationary break for a long time. When we're ready to start driving again, we can click on the drive icon. Say when we started driving, we might put it as 8:45. We can put in the odometer again here. And the town. And we can then save that. Notice down at the bottom here, it tells you when you've got to stop driving. Because we're on BFM, it does allow us to drive for 14 hours straight. So normally with BFM 2-up driving, not the app, but the actual rules, we can set an alarm here, turn on an alarm, and that will warn us a number of times before we have to stop driving if we have that alarm turned on. Turn it off again. So that's how you use the dashboard. If you go back to the log entries, log sheets list, and you click on that particular log sheet, you can see it's logged the start times, end times for each of those entries we've entered so far. You click on work diary and you can see here those entries are showing up here. Log entries, you can go back to log entries. So that's how you use the dashboard feature on the app. Hope that helps.